Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome to another Film Review Friday, the third Friday a month. Where am I going with that? So yeah, this is the third movie that I picked out, which is the original Pet Sematary. I've always been a huge fan of Stephen King movie and TV adaptations. I haven't read so many of the books, including this book I haven't read yet. So yeah, this review is going to have some spoilers in it. Like I said, I haven't watched the movie since last month, so I myself actually had to go on Wikipedia and kind of refresh my memory as to the plotline and the characters' names. So this is a movie from 1989, and I did not recognize the majority of the actors in this movie. The only one I'd heard of before was Fred Gwynne. I don't even know if I'd seen him in anything else. And initially when I started watching the movie, I thought that Dee Wallace was the mom in this movie. And then I kind of realized after a bit, that's not her. So I went on and I was like, well, who is this chick? And the actress who plays the mom, Rachel, in this movie is actually someone named Denise Crosby. Like I said, I've never seen her in anything else yet. The other actors in the movie, the dad, Lewis, and then the two kids. Actually, there's a boy and a girl in this movie. The little boy is named Gage, and then the little girl, I don't even remember what her name is. So both of the kids are fairly young in this movie, and, you know, either one of them, you know, they both want their parents' attention at the same time, which, you know, I was watching this movie and I'm like, you know, dang, you know, you got two parents here. Why can't one of them pay attention to one little kid, and then the other one pay attention to the other one? Instead of just seeming like, you know, they're gonna pay attention to one kid and ignore the other one, and then they almost end up, you know, wandering out into the middle of the road. Which is what ends up happening. It's the main, you know, plot point of this movie, is that after the dad, Lewis, ends up finding out about this pet cemetery that's in the forest behind their house. He ends up finding that out from their neighbor Judd, played by Fred Gwynne, and, you know, Judd ends up warning them away from ever going back there to bury any animals, because, you know, he says that there have been animals that have been buried back there, and, you know, they come back to life and they're not the way they used to be. You know, they're evil. And fairly early on in the movie, the family cat ends up being hit by a car and killed, and so the dad ends up burying it in the pet cemetery. The cat comes back, it's evil. So the main focal point of this movie is the fact that the son, Gage, ends up being hit by a truck, and the reason he ends up being hit by a truck is because the little girl demands both of her parents' attention at the same time, and so, you know, the dad's not looking at his son, and so the kid just wanders out in the middle of the street, you know. So the kid gets hit by the truck, he ends up being killed, and the dad ends up burying him in the pet cemetery, and when you know it, the kid comes back and he's evil. And I feel like they really didn't spend as much time on that whole storyline in the movie, at least. I don't know how the book is, but in the movie they don't spend as much time on it as I thought they would. You know, it seems like the movie is almost halfway through before they you know, bring back the son to life as this evil character, and he's out for blood, I guess, as it is. You know, he's out to kill people. So when Gage ends up coming back to life as an evil little kid, you know, the first person he ends up killing is the neighbor, Judd. And then, you know, he goes after his parents. And for whatever reason, when the mom, Rachel, dies in this movie, it's just not very memorable to me. In fact, in my notes here, I don't even have, I don't even remember how she dies in this movie. But the dad ends up having to inject evil Gage with an injection that kills him. So then he ends up burying his wife, Rachel, in the pet cemetery, and, you know, at the very end of the movie, she ends up coming back to life as an evil Rachel. You know, fairly predictable. I mean, I know you know, the dad in this movie is well-meaning. You know, he just wants his family to be together again as they used to be and be happy. But you know, it's just not meant to be. So I mean, I would definitely say this movie didn't live up to the hype that I originally heard about this movie when I was younger, maybe when I was like 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there, and you know, the way people described it to me, it sounded so scary. But you know, the little kid ends up, you know, the evil little kid ends up not going after as many people in the movie as I would have thought he would. Overall, I actually found that the most effective storyline in this movie was kind of a minor storyline fairly early in the movie, when Rachel ends up telling Lewis that when she was younger, you know, she had a younger sick sister, and she was the one, Rachel was the one who was responsible for killing her sister. You know, she blamed herself. And that actually really affected me. Not only when I saw those scenes did I start crying, but also later in the movie when, you know, the deceased evil sister comes back. That ended up kind of freaking me out a bit. So I'm actually looking forward to kind of comparing and contrasting both the original and the remake. If not for myself, maybe also for y'all, if y'all want to see that. If y'all want to see that kind of video later on in the year, let me know. Alright, so if y'all like this review, even though it's a bit scatterbrained, go ahead and hit the like button. Comment down below. Let me know if y'all have either read the book, seen the movie, if not both. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.